Hello there ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Alexander Hiller here. It's time for a new video. As you can see from the title today, it's time for my one-off video of Football Manager 2018. This is the touch version of the game, and this is something I've done for the last 3 or 4 years on the channel, just slowly uploading a one-off video showcasing the UI, the interface, and the results and what happened in the first season of the game on each particular Football Manager, showing the French, Italian, German, Spanish and English leagues. 9 months ago I did Football Manager 2017, and now it's 2018. Now I didn't do 2015 and I won't be doing 2019 because I don't own those versions of the game, and I haven't bought the last couple of iterations of Football Manager because I'm no longer interested. This has happened, down the years quite a few times here and there, but this time I do think I'm done with the games now. They're a bit too in-depth for me, and in this day and age, in 2025, if I want to play the streamlined version of the game, I've got to buy it on mobile or on console, but Football Manager is PC game for me, and I'm not interested. I think there is a way you can play them on a PC via Xbox, like Game Pass, or just through the Xbox. I don't know exactly, but the last version I played was a console Xbox version of 2023, plugged about 100 hours in, but it's just not the same. I had a lot of fun on Touch 2020 and Touch 2021. Now, I do have 2022, and I played that through my Xbox years ago, but I can't even remember how now. But the only ones from here I'll be showcasing are Touch 2020 and Touch 2021. Now, for the purposes of these videos, it doesn't matter that it's the Touch versions of the game, because I'm showing the squads and what happened in football in that year, and it's just a little look down memory lane for fans of the sport. One-off video, and I'll talk about the series here and there as we go as well. This will just be a 30-minute video, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, my favourite Football Manager, if I have to pick 3, I'd say, well, Champman 01 or 2, because I'm proper old school by now. I'm very old. Champman 01 or 2, Football Manager 2006, which is a firm favourite for me, and Football Manager 2012. That is the best balance for me, and that's probably my favourite. If I had to pick one, it possibly be 2012. Maybe Champman 01 or 2 if it was easy to play with the modern teams and all that kind of shit. You can do that, but it ain't easy. And I've lost all my Football Managers, so I'm not going to get into how. But I had a flood incident at my house, and all my Football Manager games I've lost. So I do have them, all the classics on my PC, but I'm going to be going to Windows 11 soon, like a lot of people. And, well, I'm shitting it because I don't know if it won't brick my PC. Anyway, enough blabbering on. We need to get to the Spanish League first. Spain, Italy, Germany, France and England. This save called Who Am I? I was listening to a song by a band, and that's what the lyrics say. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to name the save that. So just bear with me, guys, because the thing is, when you play all these different Football Manager games, you got to get used to where everything is, and it's a bit tricky. And here we can see that at this point in 2017, Sports Interactive had lost the whole of the licensing. And I think there's a few teams with different names as well. Like, I think that's Real Sociedad, isn't it? Real San Sebastian. But the thing is, at this stage, I bought this game, but I didn't play it that much. I'd just play like 1 or 2 seasons and then not be bothered. This is the time when they split Touch, the streamlined version of the game, and the full fat version. What they did at first was you got the streamlined version through the base game, and then you could decide, oh, I want a streamlined playthrough here, a session or save, if you will, and then I want a full fat save now. And then they decided, I think it was either 2016 or 17, that they split them apart and tried to get more sales that way, hoping that people will eventually want to buy both and not just one or the other. Mr. Jacobson, a very astute businessman indeed. And of course, as I make this, ladies and gentlemen, Football Manager 2006 just been announced, a couple of months away, don't really care. Women's football, the biggest pull, apart from the fact that the game graphically looks very impressive. And I never thought we'd see the day that it had all the licensing and the the physics, the graphics do look a lot better. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this shit and have a look at Barcelona. They've won the league. Who was scoring the goals? Philippe Coutinho. I would have thought he was at Liverpool at this point. No, this is his first move. If you've watched any of these videos, ladies and gentlemen, you know I always get like confused, and it's just so weird when things happened either earlier or later than you thought they did. I would have thought he was slap bang at his time at Liverpool here, but he's not. And he didn't really have a better time of it at Barcelona, did he, to be perfectly honest? But in this world, he scored 21 goals, done incredibly well. Lionel Messi coming out of his peak now, of course. He's still only 30 and 19 goals all competitions back then. He could do more. He could do better, but he has assisted 17 goals. Luis Suarez slap bang in his prime, 31. Probably coming out of it now, but what a team. And you've got Gerard Deulofeu. This is he Watford? No, he went to Everton. Oh, there is Watford. Oh, he's just come back from his loan spell. This is right at the end of the 17-18 season, as you can see at the top right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who won the Spanish title, whether it was Real Madrid or Barcelona. Of course, Atletico Madrid were very good at this time as well. Got Andreas Iniesta, but I think Xavi is long since retired now. I'm not sure. Rakitic, Paulinho, William Carvalho, have they bought him? I did allow for first season transfers. Oh, Alex Digne. Lucas Digne went to Barcelona, did he? Oh my days. Matthias de Ligt. I know Manchester United centre-back. Went to Barcelona. Didn't have a great time of it. Yerry Mina at Barcelona. You know, this game is 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And yet, so much can happen in that time. There's Rafinha. And now he's back at Barcelona. Oh, it's not the same one. Is it? No, it can't be. He'd be way too old. Ladies and gentlemen, I could spend all day doing this shit, but I can't. So we'll go to Real Madrid, who finished second. See that Cristiano Ronaldo had a much better individual season than Messi in terms of goals. He's not bringing the assists in. At the end of the day, though, who's won the league? It isn't Real Madrid. So Ronaldo scored tons of goals, but it's not enough. Isco and Gareth Bale. This could have been Gareth Bale's last season at the club. I'm going to hazard a guess it was, or the season after. Vincent Abubakar. Wasn't this guy like a wonder kid in his early years? Wow, Real Madrid bought him in game for 44.5 million. Got a lot to live up to there. James Rodriguez at the Everton loan deal. No, he's on loan at Bayern Munich. We've got in the prime Modric and Casemiro in the centre of that midfield of Toni Kroos. It's quite simply outrageous, ladies and gentlemen. And the defence maybe not quite on the level of Barcelona's, maybe not quite on the level of all the Real Madrid teams, and that could be a reason why they've not won the league. And here is Atletico Madrid. Fernando Torres, of course, he went back to Atletico and did okay there in the 15-16 season. 11 in 30, 8 in 31. This could well have been his last season at the club. Diego Costa, first season back at Atletico. Had a couple of fantastic seasons at Chelsea. Don't know who he got on. Griezmann. Some great names here. Simi Vrsaljko. No idea if I'm butchering his name. Koke, Saul. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that, 86 points. Atletico Madrid scored more goals than Real Madrid. Barcelona scored a lot more. They've shared the goals around Real Madrid with the meanest defence there. Valencia, they had a bad time. This is a few years after Gary Neville thought he'd take up the reins at Valencia, and it ended in a bloody disaster. But here on this save, you've got to say they've done pretty well in the early 2000s. These guys were so damn good. And, you know, I'm looking up and down the team here. Yeah, there's a few players I remember. I didn't know Ezekiel Garay went to Valencia, but I think they've done pretty well to finish fourth. A lot of familiar teams in familiar positions. Eibar, Alaves and Levante getting relegated. Teams that I guess have yo-yoed up and down these divisions down the years, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just have a look at the schedule and we'll have a look at the Spanish Cup and see that Barcelona beat Atletico Madrid. Oh, we've also found out who's won the Champions League. Spoiler alert. But I always hated this page here, and it's kind of similar than on the full fat version, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not keen on this page. I'm just not. Look at the score sheet in the middle. It's way too small. I just didn't like the layout of a lot of these games around this era. And maybe it was because of the corona, but I had a much better time on Touch 2020 and Touch 2021. But it's since those years, or maybe the year before, 2019, where Sports Interactive just became completely and utterly obsessed with purple. Everything was goddamn purple. And I do not know why. And it's not on this game. I like the colours here. But that's it. Anyway, Serie A. A lot of these teams are sponsored, but they don't have the logo for Serie A. Or maybe that's just because I'm playing the touch version of the game. You can see the logos of the teams here. But this is the era of the Juventus domination, which has come to an end now in recent years, of course. In-game, Napoli have won the title. They did do in real life in the season just gone, 2025. Let's see who scored the goals here. It's a great feat for them. Jose Calajon. I think that's how I'm pronouncing that. Not sure it's correct. Lorenzo Insigne. Dries Mertens. Remember the name. Wow, Marek Hamsik. He's getting on now. He's still only 30. Bloody hell, he was around for a long time, wasn't he? 17 assists, though. He could be the main man as to why they won the league there. But I think there's a few players playing out the skin. Arkadiusz Milic. I remember this guy. He was at a lot of different clubs in his career, moving once every year or so. Koulibaly. Everyone wanted him a few years ago. Where's he gone now? Raul Albiol. Napoli done really well there. Juventus, 27 goals for Higuain. Mandzukic. Dybala all chipping in. I think Ronaldo was joining them. Cristiano Ronaldo the year after this. Sami Khedira and Blaise Matuidi. I always liked this guy. He was a great player back in the day. Miralem Pjanic. Remember him? Cuadrado. Sandro. Yeah, some great names there. Wonder when Juventus will see the domination again that they once had. And Inter Milan, they've won some titles in the last 10 years. Not like the domination of the 2000s, perhaps. Mauro Icardi got their goals, 22. I do like this screen here. We can easily see the goals and assists. I don't think it's usually on selection info by default in the older games. I might be wrong there, though. Ivan Perisic. Which Rafinha is this now? Bloody hell. He's 25 as well. The other one was 25. Here's Lautaro Martinez, very young, and he's decent, but probably not going to be world class in this save like he ultimately became, and has scored many goals for Inter Milan down the years, I think. Milan Skriniar as well. He's now left, doesn't he, to Paris Saint-Germain. AC Milan finishing at 4th with a young Donnarumma, the new Manchester City goalkeeper, only 19 here. But his stats are amazing. It's pretty obvious. Oh my days. He was playing at 17? That's outrageous, man. That's actually outrageous. It really is. Leonardo Bonucci. After all that time at Juventus, went to AC Milan. You saw that happen back in the day in Italian football, didn't you? Players going to rival teams. It was quite common. More so than in other countries, in my opinion. Andre Silva, Nikola Kalinic, scoring an immense amount of goals there. They've only finished 4th though. Roma and Lazio having good seasons, but in the early 2000s they were absolutely fantastic. Not quite as good here. And we've got Benevento. Is that their real name, or have they changed that? Is that Lecce? Lecce playing yellow, because I know that. Is it Cagliari? I don't think Cagliari. Or it might be in some of the older Football Manager games. I don't think they're called Cagliari. Oh, okay. Well, they are. I'm sure they were always named correctly. Copyright issues, ladies and gentlemen, I think. But yeah, Bologna and Verona also getting relegated. And look at that, Udinese having a very bad season as well. Let's have a look here at the Italian Cup final. It's a double for Napoli, ladies and gentlemen. They beat Atalanta 1-0. I think another thing I don't like about this as well, though, the UIs, everything's very small. I do think maybe in the options you can make everything bigger, but Christ almighty, it's small. I'm playing on a 15:6 laptop here, and the text's just a bit too small for me. So that's the goings on in Italian football. Let's have a look at Germany now. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Looks like the Germans are going to make it difficult for me. Standard stuff. And the Bundesliga not sponsored either. Can I have a look at the German division, please? Stages. What the hell is this? There's a playoff? Oh, right. It's to see who goes up or down. It's crazy that they do that over there. Wait a minute. Hannover Bremen in the bottom two. So, Hertha Berlin finished 16th. Bochum finished I don't know. I'm getting confused, ladies and gentlemen. It's easily done for me. League table. Anyway, Bayern Munich won the Bundesliga. They didn't last year, of course, or the year before now, I should say. Leverkusen got a league title, but Robert Lewandowski smashing in nearly 30 goals, and he's nearly 30 years of age now. Standard stuff for him. Thomas Muller still chipping in with 16. Wow, he's only 28. Christ almighty, but this guy, I guess he started pretty early, but I thought he'd be much older than that by 2018. Look at his technical stats. Not great, but his mentals are possibly amongst the best in the game. They've got to be, for sure. And another Rafinha, ladies and gentlemen. But this one's a legend. The right back, who everyone used to buy on the old football managers from Schalke. Alaba as well, Kimmich, Vidal, Hummels, Boateng. Oh my days, Javi Martinez. There's some crazy names here. No wonder they won the Bundesliga. And look at this, Schalke. I don't know if they are in the Bundesliga. I know they got relegated a few years ago. I'm not sure where they are now. Ex-Wigan player Franco Di Santo in the team. He's not a goal scorer, but he's chipped in the actual game with 6. Conor Janka. It's not easy for me to say. I remember this guy being highly touted in his younger days. Goretzka, Weston McKennie. Oh, the names are no. I think they've done really well to finish second, ladies and gentlemen. What's this, Leipzig? I think this is Leipzig. And with Timo Werner scoring 27 goals, Football Manager, is it that realistic? Well, then again, yeah, there it is. No, it is realistic. 21 goals the season before, but I guess FM thought at this stage he'd go on and just score that many goals season in, season out. You know, he's a hard-working player with a lot of energy, but he is most certainly not a goal scorer. Former Liverpool player here, Naby Keita. Oh, and he's going as well somewhere. There he is. So, I think that might have been set in stone when the game was released. Yeah, Leipzig finishing in 3rd. Borussia Dortmund, I think this is a couple of seasons without Jurgen Klopp now, and they're still up there, but not quite as good. Not the second best team anymore, not in this save anyway. They finished 4th, and looking at the squad, I think they need a rebuild. But yeah, Werder Bremen getting relegated. That's crazy. Hertha Berlin, Stuttgart right down there as well. Hamburg slap bang in the middle of the table. Crazy goings on in Germany, ladies and gentlemen. And what about the German Cup? Bayern Munich got knocked out in the semi-final. Won by Leipzig over Leverkusen, 2-1. Don't really remember those two players, but yeah, pretty good season for Leipzig, all things considered. Where did Leverkusen finish again? 6th, yeah, not bad. Young Kai Havertz there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I had a look at the squad earlier, so just have a little butchers at that. Oh, look at that, the Bender Bros. Didn't know they spent time at Leverkusen together. The Bender Bros. Anyway, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to France. Ligue 1, Conforama. Kurt Zouma, motherfucking cat swinger. Where are we going here? I never remember the French league being called this. Oh, it's called Uber Eats these days, which is ridiculous. Oh, look at that. Monaco beating out Paris Saint-Germain. And where's Mr. Mbappe? I don't see him. Is this his first Paris Saint-Germain season? Or is he even... Oh, don't make me search. He's not in the... Oh, there he is. Oh, he's at Paris Saint-Germain. Joining Paris. But he's already at Paris. Oh, is he on loan? Oh, look at that, on loan. But he's got bantered. He'll get his own back. I'm sure he'll win title after title at Paris in this game. But this season, Monaco have won the league. And of course, a few years ago, someone else won it other than Paris. Who was it? Was it Montpellier? Or a team you wouldn't anticipate? I can't remember. But here we go. Monaco, Falcao. Is this post Manchester United Falcao? It is. Wow, he bombed there and at Chelsea. Came back to Monaco after doing it pretty well for half a season there. 2-3 the 14-15 season. Just before he obviously moved. He must have started the season at Monaco. But yeah, an amazing striker at his peak. Came back and did alright here as well. Just couldn't cut it in England, seemingly. But Jovetic, Thomas Lemar, bloody hell. There's a name I've not heard in a long time. Where's this guy now? He's only 30 in real life. Fantastic in the game. But, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Look at this though, Moutinho and Tielemans. Moutinho, cracking player. Could have played for some massive clubs, this guy. And I've said this before, but he was in France a long time and came to England with Wolves. No offence to Wolves, of course, but like I said, he could have played for one of the best teams around, in my opinion. Tielemans as well. He started out very young. He's had a good career. Probably getting past his best now. But there's Monaco. They've beaten out Paris Saint-Germain, and here is the Paris Saint-Germain squad. Not Ibrahimovic anymore, he's at Manchester United, but they've got Cavani, who would join him in a few years' time. Neymar, 25 goals, ladies and gentlemen. Did he ever reach his potential? I don't think he did. Marco Verratti with 20 assists. A lot of names. Just have a look at them before I go off the screen. Hatem Ben Arfa went to Paris Saint-Germain later in his career. We've got Lyon in third. Mate Lyon, great again. Haven't they been relegated because of finances? That's tragic, that. One for Football Manager 2006, that, ladies and gentlemen. If they have, get them back to where they belong. Bordeaux, is that Nice in fourth? Yeah, Nice. Mario Balotelli in their squad. Marseille in eighth. We've got Saint Etienne and Rennes getting relegated. Some big teams there. There's Montpellier struggling in 15th. Look at the squads of a few of these more well-known teams for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at Lyon. 19 goals, 18 assists for Nabil Fekir. This guy's 32 now, wanted by all the top clubs. I do like that about this game, though. The dark greens and the light greens stand out better than the modern games and better than the older games. Dare I say, this looks really good, the actual stats page. Kind of wanted to do a proper playthrough now. Anyway, let's get to the English League quickly. I need to wrap this up in like 5-10 minutes, and I need to do Champions League 2. And here we go. It's the French final. I know there's two finals over there, but this must be like the actual proper cup final. I think there's like a League Cup as well in France. I might be wrong there, but Paris Saint-Germain. Monaco couldn't do a double. Paris have indeed won the French Cup. 2-1. Thiago Silva on the bench there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not quite sure what's happening. I mean, he's 33, but he's still a mega baller. And he was even really good at Chelsea for 3 seasons when he's late 30s, so you know that guy was good. But now we do go to England, where I think Manchester City won the league this season. I think they absolutely bogged it with about 100 points. Here's England. So close, yet so far to winning competitions, and we never fucking will. Never see it in my lifetime. So yeah, in real life, Manchester City won the league, bogged it by 100 points, and you know, Leicester won the title, I think, a couple of years before, and Tottenham were very good at this time, and Arsenal. I think this might have been Arsene Wenger's last season, I want to say. And Jurgen Klopp was improving Liverpool a lot. Mourinho was winning a few trophies with Manchester United. So, a lot going on here. Huddersfield, West Brom, Crystal Palace relegated. I do not know who did get relegated, but I want to say that Stoke finally got relegated after being in the Premier League for many years. Burnley might have, but maybe they didn't. Swansea might have, because they were in the Prem for a long time. And I think one of these three, probably Huddersfield, got relegated as well. I think they might have had a second consecutive season before they did get relegated. But anyway, Liverpool in this season have won the league, with Tottenham second, Manchester United third. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The season before this was the last time that Chelsea won the Premier League, 2017. Here, They've bombed, finished 6th, have Manchester City finishing 5th. I'm not going to go into it and have a look. Oh, actually, I saw, so I actually know. I think I saw Luis Enrique taking the helm at Manchester City, so no Guardiola there. And Chelsea will have sacked the manager as well. Leicester falling off a little bit after winning the league. They'll be losing all the players a bit. They've finished 7th. Pretty standard third though. Newcastle, this is before the influx of money. They have only just survived. Let's have a look at the squads. And oh my goodness, look at this. Son Heung-min has joined the fold at Liverpool, but only a squad player. I think they probably bought him in January. But some very good players here. But I'm surprised they've won the league just because this is the beginning of the Klopp reign, where players like Henderson and Wijnaldum are going to get much better stats in the future through great coaching. And Mr. Mohamed Salah here, 18 goals, 8 assists. Yeah, it's pretty solid stuff, but I bet on FM19 he's 10 times better. But yeah, Firmino, Mane, Son on this save. Good squad players. Good depth in the midfield. You can see it's an improving team. Virgil van Dijk has been very consistent. Could probably perform better, but he's been consistent. Not got a great goalkeeper, but they've won the league regardless. So there we have it. That's not the Jonas he used. Who is that? I don't know who that is, to be honest with you. It's not the one that you play for Newcastle. It couldn't have been. Anyway, Tottenham in second. Harry Kane trying in vain, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, I'm rhyming. 33 goals. But no league title. Christian Eriksen behind Kane. That was a dream team back then, of course. Moura, Lamella. Tottenham, of course, lost, I think it was 2019 Champions League to Liverpool. And now they've fallen off a heck of a lot. But around this time, they could and should have won a few things, in my opinion. A lot of great players. I think this must have been around about the Pochettino era. Or he might have just left. Dele Alli, my lord. Has a man ever fallen off so hard? Absolutely crazy. His decline. Moussa Dembele, he spent many years at Tottenham, didn't he? And Vertonghen and Alderweireld, they were there many years with Eric Dyer as well. And Lloris between the sticks, a very competent shot stopper, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United in third. 15 goals and assists. Oh my god, I'm looking at it like 15 goals and 16 assists. I didn't see who it was, and it's Alexis Sanchez, who, well, let's just say that move didn't work out too well, ladies and gentlemen. But look at this, 29 years of age, great stats, but Arsenal knew the writing was on the wall. They got Henrik Mkhitaryan. I think it was a straight swap. I don't know if money was involved, and it's like Alexis Sanchez at his peak was a lot better than Mkhitaryan. Different kind of player, to be fair, but I think Arsenal knew that Sanchez was on his last legs physically. He did it in Italy after that, but we've seen it so many times how different it is in England. And here is Romelu Lukaku, ladies and gentlemen. He's had a very solid season here. Scored goals wherever he's gone, but my lord, he can't be involved in the build-up play. You've got to hand his goals on a platter for him. I think that's the issue there. This is Zlatan Ibrahimovic's second season, yeah. And I think he had a bad injury that season and barely played. There's quality here, for sure. But there's also players that aren't really good enough, considering the Sir Alex Ferguson era. But they finished third. Scored goals, but just not enough to stop Liverpool and Tottenham finishing third. Okay, Arsenal in fourth. There is Mkhitaryan. He's done pretty well, 12 goals. Danny Welbeck. Aubameyang, 20 goals. I think he was kind of a late bloomer. He's 28 here. I said late bloomer. He was doing it at Dortmund, wasn't he? He became world class when he was in mid-20s. Got a great players here. Arsenal, I think they might have won the FA Cup this season, I want to say, over Chelsea. I think they won a few FA Cups in a row, but never getting to the latter stages of the Champions League. Still not won the Premier League in over 20 years. When is it going to happen for them, ladies and gentlemen? Manchester City here finishing in fifth. What? Lee Griffiths is at Manchester City. I've seen some shit. Ladies and gentlemen. There's Sergio Aguero, 17 goals. just coming out of his peak. Kevin De Bruyne, 16 assists, incredible. And many times in these games, Manchester City don't quite have that same complete and utter dominance that they have had in the last 10-15 years in the FM games. Some of them they've bought Jose Gaya. But yeah, very bad though. 5th, not good enough for them. And the manager's been sacked immediately. Here's Chelsea in 6th. Still a lot of great players. Fabregas there at Chelsea. Just have a look at the squads of a few other teams. We're going to quickly go, ladies and gentlemen. This video has been nearly running in at 30 minutes in length now. I do question the merits of doing these kind of videos. There's a younger Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Many injuries in his career, of course. Theo Walcott at 29. Never a goal scorer, was he? I always found it incredible back in the day that he played on the right at Arsenal. Don't know. And there's Wayne Rooney. His legs have totally gone. Look at the physicals there, ladies and gentlemen. Smoking a cigar out there on the pitch. Now, let's have a look at the cups. Oh, come on. Carabao Cup. Let's have a look. It's called the Carabao now. Carabao. Still is in real life, isn't it? City beat Chelsea on penalties. The FA Cup. Ooh, look at that. Arch rivals Liverpool and Manchester United dueling it out. Liverpool not getting a double. No, they've not won in Europe. But Manchester United winning in the FA Cup final. Wembley, 2-1. And look at that. Iago Aspas, he used to play for Liverpool for a very short period of time. 35 fucking million for a 30-year-old. Why did the AI do this shit? But then again, those are the signings that Manchester United have kind of made in the last 10-15 years. To the detriment. But they've won the FA Cup. Let's have a look now. Who would be in the UEFA Cup? No. Tottenham. Chelsea. Liverpool will be in UEFA Cup, maybe. No. Why are there so many teams in the freaking Champions League, man? There we go. Jesus. AC Milan beat Arsenal. Oh my days. Well, there we have it. Kalinic and Andrea Silva. RIP, of course, ladies and gentlemen. But a great win for AC Milan over Arsenal. Europa League. If I can just find out, ending this video, who won the Champions League. Got to be World Cup 2018 on this game, ladies and gentlemen. We won't find out who'll win that, but the Champions League, we found this out earlier actually. Oh my days, look how many bookings are there. Like, look at the colour of the bookings, I can barely see it. This area here is too small, and there's too much, like, look at this empty space here. And I don't know if it, I can't actually, can I see the goals? No, it won't load up the goals. But there's things I like about this era of the FM games, things I don't like. Now, this is the touch version of the game, and the full fat version looks different. And this is about the time when I was just getting completely overwhelmed by the amount of detail. And, you know, I downloaded the demo for Football Manager 2024, the full fat version, a few weeks after it came out, in about October, November 2023, and I was just like, no, this isn't for me anymore. It's way too in-depth, but I want to play Football Manager on my laptop, not on my Xbox, and that is the ultimate issue. I don't think Jacobson is interested in reverting things. Good luck to Sports Interactive. Massive company now, a lot of new people and fans on board, a lot of young guns. And I think aspects of the game have been watered down. I think aspects of the game are better. I really enjoy watching Omega Luke on YouTube and the guy called Lord FM. He's not quite as popular as some of the other content creators of Football Manager, but he's a top bloke, and I highly recommend watching his videos. Really good. But they're the two that I like watching. I really like Omega Luke and his dad together. Absolutely fantastic. But I don't really watch a lot of the other content creators. But it'll be interesting going forward to see what happens with the Football Manager series. When I do these videos, I check my analytics and the drip feed views. So, you know, people from years ago, people will be hearing my thoughts, I should say, from years ago on the Football Manager series. And right now, you know, a few months ago, people genuinely thought the series was dead because FM25 was cancelled. Let me tell you, I'm old enough to remember that Champman 4, after Champman 01 or 2 back in the day, That came out in March 2003, and I think that game, even though it was good, should have been maybe cancelled because that game was slow as fuck. But they didn't cancel it, but they'd probably come very close, more close than people think, to cancelling a few of the other iterations of the series back in the day. And they've added women's football. It's a whole other database, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're interested in it or not. And for me personally, I'm totally not interested. But it'd be like switching the fake players on because I don't know anything about women's football. And I guess maybe once in a blue moon that would be cool to have a save with women's football because I know nothing about it. But yeah, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. FM 18 touch version. Next video in the Football Manager series I'll do on the channel is a one-off video. It'll be FM Touch 2000. Yeah, FM Touch 2020, sorry. I don't know where the fur is today. I know a few of my subscribers have wanted me to do Let's Plays on the Football Manager games, full seasons. Maybe with the very old ones one day I will, but don't count on it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.